What's up YouTube, COD4Man221 here, and welcome back to their coming up heroes to online replay. We're on Lizard Factory. We're playing with Max and Lipton. Max is the US and Lipton is the British, and I am the Soviet. So we're kind of representing all the allies here. So yeah, we have the three allied powers here. So this game doesn't lag. Okay, we're good. This factory map. Often the matches are really long. So basically, Max is going to take on the field. He's going to try to hold this sector here. I'm going to hold the middle and assist Lipton. I figure we're going to lock down the right side. If we can lock down the fuel and the victory point over here and hold the center, that's all we need. We need 2 victory points. So that's the plan right there. And the doctrine I'm going to go with is, just figure out, it's the guard motor coordination tactics. It's a great doctrine. You know, if you're in the mood, you know, I have the clutch position, so I got all the, basically most of the commanders to the Soviets and the Germans for free. But if you're looking for a commander to buy, excellent commander. You have T-34-85s, you have guard rifleman, 120mm mortar, vehicle repairs, and marked vehicle. Excellent. And especially on this map, 120mm mortar is going to help me out a lot. And I've decided to build the special rifle command so I can get some nice shock troops here. Penal troops, sorry. Look at this. He's gonna this unit shredded here. He's gonna pull back. So yeah, penal troops are actually a great unit on this map. They have flamethrowers. They have satchel charges, which will be used earlier. And you can see early on that Max is keeping these units pinned down here, basically, with this a lot of rifle fire coming in. But they have a Kupelwagen that's going to be hard for him to counter early on. Now Lipton is getting double teamed over here, and this is where the counterattack is going to begin quite shortly. He's going to try to outflank us here, and I'm actually going to do the same thing. This is going to be my route of attack. This is where a lot of my forces are going to be coming in here. Lipton is having trouble. He has a machine gun. He's getting outflanked. His MG is on its own, so we're going to need to take this. We're going to need to regroup and push back in that area. I am going to basically shift my penal troops over to start shooting and push back that unit. So I'm going to try to outflank. You can see Max is currently losing. This guy is behind heavy, covering his 2 Storm Pioneer squads. So it's going to be a little hard for him to keep his units in play. It's kind of cool. There's a little railroad right here. So I see this bunker here, and they could possibly upgrade that. But we're not even going to give them the chance here. So I'm going to destroy this with a satchel charge here. So I've kind of cut the enemy lines. So we're going to throw a satchel charge, destroy that. And I know he has a machine gun. He's obviously going to turn his machine gun around, around to basically face me. So that is now gone. So I'm going to attack from 2 sides here. I'm going to try to kill him, so I'm actually going to completely surround him. Lipton and I. So I just want to neutralize this, just cut off their field. They've taken our field right now. So I'm going to have my, he knows my concepts are moving this way, but he cannot defend both sides, so he's going to get outflanked here. And if we can by all means kill this machine gun and give it, I'd gladly pick this up. Anyway, I don't know what his machine guns are doing. Even if this machine gun does set up, I have another squad back here, but they're almost dead. I got to pull these guys back. They're probably going to get wiped out. They were very low health. So I did push back that machine gun here. It's retreating, so both machine guns are pushed back, and the forward advance of Lecter is now gone. Now I do have these units here. We have to try to outshoot them, but point blank, they're going to do a lot more damage than we're going to do. So these guys do not have very good armor or anything, these penal troops, but and heavy cover like this, the SVT-40 is going to be very good against the Kar 98s the Volksgrenadiers are carrying. So that fuel should be ours. It's good because this fuel down here is going nowhere. It's the fight is bogged down. He doesn't have a bazooka here. But the Kupelwagen does have 10 kills here. It's pretty brutal for Max. That guy said RPG. I don't think RPGs were around back then. Well, I guess you could call the Panzerfaust kind of an RPG. So I don't know where my commander went. I guess I didn't pick one. yet. Okay, I didn't. Yeah, I don't have a commander yet picked. I love that. You're not dying, you're not trying. So I threw a satchel charge here, and goodbye, mortar crew. So now I don't have a mortar, so that's good. They can't be hitting us with that position here. But he has set up his area right here. Now, two or three satchel charges could destroy that, but that's a lot of munitions, which I do not have currently. Anyway, the good news is about pushing up is that I've given Lipton some time to set up some defensive positions here. And I have more troops on the way coming up to help him out. Meanwhile, the center, I'm just building barbed wire and I already put down some mines here, so I'm just putting some defenses here. Lipton's infantry up close will do a lot of damage, especially in cover when they can fire faster. But he could really use a nice forward headquarters here. I can now get 120mm mortars. I'm grabbing some guard riflemen and I'm going to send them to help out. I'm going to realize this, that we've still lost our field over here. At least we have their field technically. So I realize that he needs my help, and these guard riflemen are going to be great against the Kupelwagens, because the PTRS is just a great anti-tank sniper rifle here. So I also have a 120mm mortar that should help me out, take out the opponent over here that is trying to dig in here with men in this house here. It is a little bit of a brutal fight here. You can see Lipton's trying to build a mortar emplacement over here. Anyway, these guys, this car thinks he's going to just destroy my unit here. And he's feeling pretty happy. He's been able to push back with Kupelwagens, but he's going to push back right into guard rifleman here. And once that PTRS fires, you can see rear armor hit does a lot of damage. So that guy is gone. I'm going to steal myself a Kupelwagen. And we are in heavy cover here, and we're going to start picking away at this Kupelwagen. This should give Max the momentum to be able to push back up. That was just really limiting him here. Kupelwagens were killing a lot of his units, so they're dead here. I'm actually going to repair this. You have to repair before you can man it. Back over here to Lipton's front. See, I have the 120mm mortar in position. We're going to start firing. They do have their own mortars, so I destroyed one with a satchel charge, so they still have 3 mortars over here. Sorry, 2. I've killed one of them, so they've made 3 mortars so far this game here. And those mortars cannot compete against the mortar emplacement and my 120mm mortar. He does need a forward position here. He can make that with some of his units, which he's doing right now. A forward assembly.
The enemy are attacking an emplacement.
So they're really not doing too hot. Now they're probably going to get a scout car, right? But these men need to move over to our position here. They're going to try actually move into the center. But I have barbed wire. I have more guard troops moving up, so hopefully this scout car, which automatically comes with that upgrade, does not hurt us too badly before I can get some units up. So Max is taking the field. So this is the only, we have both fields right now, which is giving us 33 fuel per minute. That is excellent. I do have a Kupelwagen. Look at the Soviets in the Kupelwagen. Like, this is awesome. We have 2 engineers in the Kupelwagen. This guy's driving. So that's pretty cool. That's doing a lot of damage to me. Now they're breaking through my lines a little bit over here. I have to before I can help Lipton, I have to fix the center here, but I do have some more guard riflemen coming up to help out. And we push those guys back, and so that's a taste of the OKW's own medicine there. He has a second scout car, and they have a flak. They're trying to push us off this fuel. They have a lot of light vehicles here. I do have the DPs. I'm going to get behind heavy cover here and just start shooting. The flak half track gets priority, but we are suppressed here. However, he can't fire and move, so he's going to have to fall back from this. Anyway, I wish this was an anti-tank rifle grenade. It used to be that way, but it's a grenade. Just a regular old frag grenade. So I'm still hitting him here. Like, I don't think he realizes this is not the safest spot here. So I'm going to wipe out that car there, and I'm going to move up. I'm gonna attempt to throw. I was gonna attempt to throw a grenade at these guys repairing, but they're too covered here, so I gotta fall back here, and I can actually heal up and reinforce back there. And let's go to Max's section here. Max is pushing in against the red player right here. Nice grenade there. A little bit of blobbing action. But yeah, he's starting to beat the red player here. Those Kuwangas were just hurting him early on. It was good to get rid of those things. Anyway, this looks like I dropped a rifle here. I can't actually man this with these guys because they already have DPs. So I don't have to reman that when these guys get healed up. Some kind of artillery's going down here. I'm not sure what that's from. You know, it's from Lipton. Lipton, he popped one of those red smoke things to have his base fire at the enemy. Anyway, these guys are back, but the mortar is 5 kills so far, and Lipton has a ton of infantry here. So in cover like this, they don't really stand a chance, and this game's like slowing down here. He also picked out my anti-tank rifle. So I'm going to move this unit up if I can and try to kill these guys that are repairing. So he's actually going to move behind cover, and this is just kind of a waste of my unit here. It popped a grenade which killed most of that squad, so it should slow down their repair. So we have all 3 victory points right now, and I'm surprised that none of them shifted to the center. Well, they really need fuel. So it's really not working attacking Lipton and I on the right side here, so maybe a double team on Max would be a good idea. You can see Max is using the buildings and the walls to give his troops a lot of cover. I remember fighting on this side a lot, actually, from early on with the Soviets. And a great spot, actually. It's still here. They had a nice machine gun spot somewhere. They maybe changed it, but there used to be a machine gun spot around here that used to be great. Anyway, I don't want to get away from Max's combat here to go look at the terrain. So you can see here's actually doing a good job. Is that a statue of Lenin right there? I think it is. Never noticed that. So back over here we have another engagement here. I have my penal troops and Lipton as his troops are getting a lot of veterancy. He really needs to upgrade them with Brents if he has the munitions to, which he's starting to do.
Crews can now repair their own vehicles.
And I've upgraded all the way to get Katyushas, which I really want to get maybe 1 or 2 of them. And just, if we can hit this position and level it, that's game over for these guys. We already have plenty of fuel. They're not getting, see how much fuel the Wehrmacht player's getting. 19 fuel a minute. That is not very good compared to 33. So I also have flamethrowers here, so we're going to actually flame these units. So they're really trying to go heavy on the mortars over here, but we're countering them even better than they are with the artillery. This guy has 10 kills right now. And all those light vehicles backfired on them early on. This is when this guy decides to quit. The pink player is now AI controlled. So they lost their fuel. In order to get it, they made a bunch of light vehicles which were able to counter effectively, and that, yeah, it just did not work too well for them. That's dangerous. They've actually destroyed the trench here. Bet 3 machine gun. 14 kills on it. So we have all the munitions, we have all the fuel, and we have all the victory points. So they're not really holding any valuable territory whatsoever. Max has done a good job of reinforcing and pushing up his lines over here. Orgello's men are pinned, and the guy is setting up his Now, when you set up a headquarters, you want to set up with the gun facing toward the enemy, not from the side here. So you can see it has to turn to fire. That just makes it easier. And I have the Koopa wagon all healed up here. I have some infantry in the center. Put down another mine, because the computer's not going to try to hit the center.
Rocket launcher on the field.
You can see Lipton is repairing. These Panzerschrecks, though, are pretty good at taking out trenches.
Marking and targeting of vehicles is now available.
I have a Katusha now, and I'm getting excited. I'm ready to... When these guys retreat, I want to blast their position back here. Now, he is moving up, but I do have more Pino troops I can send in. I'm really not moving my troops here because I'm focused on the center right here. We have... This guy was like shooting and running over my units. Look at him getting stuck here. Sucks because I gotta actually pull back one of my guard riflemen here. Trying to deal with this guy. Lipton's building very far forward. It looks like a buffers. So that, yeah, that'll be devastating against these guys. 46 kills.
They're down to 100 points.
We're down to 100 points here, but the Stooks Foos comes down. And I actually didn't lose any squads there, so I mean I lost almost my whole squad. So the Grenadiers are going to get killed here, and I'm also taking out the half-track here. I threw a grenade here and try to wipe these guys out faster. Oh yeah, so I fired my Katusha, and every single rocket hit the top of this building here, so none of them went to this area here, which is unfortunate.
The enemy has 75 points.
They're down to 75 points. Max is doing a good job of breaking out on the left side here. The center's being held. We have both fuels right now. We have emplacements up. I don't really see a way our opponents can win at this point. As you can see by the duration of the replay down here that they're not going to win. And they also have one computer ally because they got pushed back, so they got pretty much destroyed on this side. My good old Pino soldier holding the flamethrower ready to burn some, ready to use it to burn some of these Volks Grenadiers.
The enemy has only 50 points remaining.
Yeah, that buffers was absolutely fine. Now I've started moving in and I'm targeting his base. And I have Katusha, and I moved it back to the hill here. So I'm going to attack this position when I can. You can see they're actually trying to... He's trying to flank around Max, which he is doing. He's going to try to hit the center.
We have a new T-34
Possibly.
standing by.
Max did have
The enemy is
a
now
machine gun there, but they just flanked around, so that was good of them to do. I have a T-34, which is going to come help him out.
I hope the rockets haven't frozen to the rails.
I don't think the rockets have frozen. 9 seconds and I can use this. He is building an infantry support gun. This does have 12 kills, so he did use the Sugus Foos. Okay. Here, they have 5 points. That was not too devastating. My game like clearly froze there for a second. Look at the chaos here. Absolutely stunning. Good game to our opponents. You can see that we were able to hold both fields, and that was the difference maker for these guys. Lipton had a ton of kills, did a good job with his placements. Max was got a little bit of help from me in the beginning with these great guards riflemen. We were able to push on and beat his opponent back. Good game with these guys, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. COD 4221 signing off. Hope you enjoyed.